What up? What up? King Papa G.
I hate LeBron.
You hate LeBron? But you wanted the dust. At this point, you need to bring your own dust. You keep talking about it.
How's that for dust?
Ooh. Actually, I like it better when we're at the producer's desk and you just do that next to me with no warning.
Yeah. Yeah, you do like that. You get a little. I should start charging you for that secondhand high you get.
Fucking smoked out by your exhale.
Yeah,
Like,
you know.
absolutely hotboxed.
Hey, guys.
Oh, yeah. Dan's here, too. He's, like, taller than Rob now, which is pretty cool. I kind of like that.
Whee!
His beard's looking good. I don't know if you guys are checking out that beard. He says it's for the holiday season. He's readjusted now. See, our chairs suck in the office.
Are you doing Movember shit?
No, I just can't do it.
You raising money for...
I'm almost 210 pounds now. If I don't have a beard, I have a double chin.
Right.
Yeah, if you
It's
don't
solely
follow
the height, yeah.
Dan
By the way,
on
that is-
socials, go ahead and do that.
50% of American male beards are...
It's too hot your ugly face.
Yes.
It's male makeup.
Yeah, like literally. Yeah, it's fucking... It's pretty transparent.
I'm sorry you can't do it.
I can't. But I wouldn't look good with one.
You know, well, we don't know. We'll never know.
I think
Can we get him like a fake
It's like a
beard?
Tootsie Pop, right? The world will never know.
How many licks?
Can I lick you 3 times and then just start biting in?
We made pledges count that once as just like a dumb midweek hazing. We were like, oh, if you get a Tootsie Pop, you let us know.
gotta know.
And then they told us and we called them liars. We said all their numbers had to be inaccurate.
That seems very legit. Yeah, it was just be like, nah, whatever you tell me is wrong,
Yeah,
so
I
be
believe
prepared
you.
for punishment.
You cheated.
Yeah.
How you
man.
boys doing?
You know, as good as one could possibly do. When they won $2,000.
I want to smack you in the mouth when you told me how much you're up on my bookie.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw it. I saw it. That's that.
It's all golf.
It's crazy. It's
all
crazy.
golf.
It was like 3 of the last 5 weeks you've hit.
No, that's not true. This is the first one I've hit in like a few months, but
No, so you
I've hit 7 golf bets this year, which is incredible.
Look, Dan,
Like
I'm
I'm not going to question the run. I'm not gonna
as you
question it,
shouldn't.
Giorgio. I just know Hideki in Japan. You just don't bet against him.
I'm dropping things.
I know, because you're fucking high as shit. We know.
Well,
We-
look, we have a show to do. I'm
Obviously.
trying to be prepared, and I'm trying to be
What's
professional.
new?
Yeah.
Always.
I'm trying to get in the zone.
In the zone. By the way, you can bet golf on DraftKings.
You can.
Anytime you fucking want on DraftKings.
I actually like their daily fantasy with golf.
Yeah, you do pretty well on that too, don't you?
I'm going to try to hit that $1 million one day.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
When we'll know you hit it because you just won't
I
come
just
in.
won't show
No,
up.
it won't show up. Actually, you'll probably show up to like just tell us because you won't have anyone else to tell otherwise. You won't be satisfied just telling your girlfriend.
I'll probably just text you guys from an island.
Oh, that's fair too, and that's fine with me.
Giorgio is fixing our camera right now. I don't know what's happening. My
Fair
hair's
enough.
a little out of control right now.
My hat's a little
It's been a
lumpy
long
and my hat's a little lumpy and misshapen because it's 20 plus years old because it's a 1995 Atlanta Braves World
Thanks
Series
for
hat.
supporting the brand of softcore history. I thought that was kind of your thing.
Not today. Today I'm supporting the Braves because my fucking boys are back.
Do you guys have hats?
Yeah, softcore history.
What?
Go to softcorehistory.com.
You get hats?
Yeah,
hats.
the hats are really fucking.
What kind of
good,
hats
too.
you got?
Man, I'm not wearing mine
White
today.
hats and black hats.
Yeah.
Are they dad hats? Are they snapbacks?
Snapbacks.
Snapbacks.
Yeah.
Snapbacks and
We'll
tattoos.
work on a dad hat too.
Dad hat is so for people who don't know about getting merch and shit like that when you're doing a merch store. Snapbacks are pretty universally easy to get quality ones, and dad hats are
Takes a sec.
You can really fuck up a dad hat. Like there are some really shitty versions of dad
So
hats.
it wasn't
out there.
Wiz Khalifa, but who had the song Snapbacks and Tattoos?
I don't know. I'll look
Dan-
it up.
Dan would know.
I think it was Mia Khalifa.
No, definitally wasn't.
That sounds like something a porn star would write. Dricky Graham.
Nah, Ricky Graham?
Dricky Graham.
No.
That's what the Google is
that
showing.
That's not right.
Dricky Graham.
Snapbacks and
Oh, I'm sorry. Kevin Hart. Let me explain. Is that who it is?
Drippy Graham.
It's on the album. It's on the album. Kevin Hart. Let me explain.
Oh, Dricky.
Dricky.
I got you.
I am unfamiliar with any. There's no.
I mean, it could be. It'd be better.
If you're in the chat and know who rapped that song, please let me know.
He literally just Googled it.
I don't
but
like.
it's incorrect.
I don't like that he calls himself Dricky. He should have
That's-
called himself Dr. Icky.
Or Drippy.
I like Dr. Icky.
No.
Dr. Icky's a good rap name.
Like, if you're from Mississippi, maybe.
I love it. Oh, look at these. What is that? Are those white hands?
I think they are.
That's a good name for a white rapper, Dr. Icky.
It's true. Over the weekend.
This is definitely a Mandela moment where I definitely thought it was someone else. But I Google this and I see a lot of Dricky Graham.
How much of your life?
So the Mandela
How much
effect,
of your life because of drugs is a Mandela effect?
The Mandela
moment?
effect is just you being a moron. It's not like a real thing.
Like you just show up to your neighbor's front door because you're high as shit, and you're like, "Oh, it's a Mandela moment." It's like, no, you're on drugs.
Listen,
and you tried to get into the wrong house.
It's not because I'm a moron. It's because I broke through space and time, and I went into another dimension.
Look, this is the not the universe, but the damn it.
You got too high.
Yeah.
You're lost in the sauce right now.
See,
you
like,
went down a K-hole.
I poured my first drink to have on the show. I didn't chug one before the show.
He didn't smoke 3 blunts before the fucking...
This is the
Monday Morning Recap. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. Well, speaking of sports that happened over the last week, there's some awesome UFC.
There was one awesome UFC.
Well,
See you guys in 10 minutes.
Good fights, yeah.
Rob, I recommend that you watch these even when you're like on the toilet or something or just trying to avoid your child. They're pretty entertaining because this fight between Paulo Costa and Marvin Vettori was amazing. Originally scheduled for 185, happened
rounds.
at 205.
195, kind of.
No, and then it bumped up again. It was
catchweight.
officially a light heavyweight fight.
I think Vittoria was just like, I don't care what you weigh.
How big did Costa look?
Well, his normal size, which he is moving up to 205. I don't know what.
Yeah, Dana in the
205.
post fight said that he had to.
There's no way he's going to cut to 185.
Yeah, you can't consider him 185 pounder.
No, and
anymore.
I mean, this is what happens though when guys don't have to have these massive weight cuts. They look incredible.
Well, okay, so
They're
like
at they're at full power, full capacity.
This is what I want to go into with. How good did he look? Because we both came in and said like that snap kick looked great. His shoulders
all
looked
those shots
huge.
to the body,
the big overhand right looked good, and he took a lot. And Vettori like pushed him forward, dominated. Like it was an overall
a lot of good
amazing.
back and forth. Vettori probably won 3-2. I think that's what the final scorecard
Yeah,
said.
I gave Costa the second and the fourth. I think
Maybe
whichever one that he finished on top.
he almost tried to steal the fifth.
Kinda, but I felt like if you just like looked at the fight overall, Vettori won. And so let's talk about the minus point. Second round, poke in the eye.
Yeah.
Ref deducts the point. How'd you feel about that? Because the fight wasn't stopped before that for anything, but he said he had warned him about keeping his hands open and grabbing and leading like this. How do you feel about that? Because, I mean, obviously this was a huge in the DC trilogy versus, man, I'm lost in the sauce.
Right. Well, I'm of the camp that you should be able to do anything you want to another grown man in a cage. So eye poke should be allowed. You should be able to knee somebody while they're down. Just really, if you want, maybe just bring in a steel chair. If we could just get like folding tables and steel chairs and ladders.
Okay, Nick, this is when you just cut it back to me, and I try to do some sort of like actual sports commentary right now, even though that I'm stoned out of my mind.
You're telling me a TLC MMA fight wouldn't bring viewers? Would you watch that, Rob? I feel like you'd watch that.
A what?
A TLC match in MMA.
What is it, a TLC match?
You have to watch
Table, ladders, chairs.
Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Oh, yeah. Come on, man. Of course. Actually, you know what was a really disappointing video that I watched that I thought sounded rad was group MMA.
Yes, the Russian 10-on-10.
Yeah.
Where it was elimination. So,
it
like,
sounds cool.
As a guy tapped or knocked out, it would just become uneven. It'd be like a handicap match where it's like eventually you could get down theoretically to like 10-on-1.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is kind of awesome, but it just doesn't work out the way you think it does because it just turns into a sweaty grapple orgy.
No.
I'm just trying
but
to
when
blow
things
smoke
get like
over them
really
now.
close, or when things get really lopsided, and it's basically like whoever loses a guy first, it's just done.
Yeah, because
It's done.
Because then it's 2-on-1, and it just kind of
It's
like
a snowball.
snowballs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like someone needs to be like, they got me, and then someone like everyone on the team that just lost a guy just needs to start throwing haymakers to hope for like a quick KO to even.
Rather
the
than
odds
do
back up.
that, I think we should do pros versus Joes like 6-on-1. So
That would be.
like
I would-
Francis Ngannou versus 6 dudes.
Yeah,
6
I'd be
of us.
all about that. It's like that. Have you seen Jack Reacher?
Yeah.
That scene where he's like, they're like 6-on-1, and he's like, no, it's 2-on-1. And they're like, how do you fucking figure? And he's like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him. Then this guy's gonna come in, I'm going to beat the shit out of him. And then the 4 of you are going to puss out and run away.
We've made Giorgio leave the set.
Giorgio actually hates Jack Reacher. Huge Jack Reacher hater. Loves Tom Cruise, hates Jack Reacher. I think he's protesting that it was filmed in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm. You know you don't have a microphone, right?
Now he's just here.
Now he's just standing between us.
Now he's just here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is your time to shine. This is the MMA Minute.
But he's just chilling here.
Drinking his topo.
You know what else I'd love to see is just literal gladiator fights again. But I don't.
Death Row.
Yeah, both the one-on-one stuff and actually the best fight scene in Gladiator.
And by that I just mean Death Row Records. Just guys from
Right.
Death Row Records doing gladiator fights.
The best fight in Gladiator was like the cool battle recreation they did. The first scene in the Coliseum.
The chariots.
Yeah, with the chariots.
Yeah.
That was rad.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Throw in some more tigers.
Can you imagine, like, literally a top 5 historical, listen to Softcore History, top 5 historical event I would go see is go to the Coliseum and watch the naval battle that they did in there.
Yeah. I don't how they like put the water inside the Coliseum.
It sounds fucking incredible. Mm-hmm. And I'd just be screaming the whole time, like, throw a lion in!
Giorgio, this is, when you're high, you're supposed to contribute, not just stand here just shuffling out
fucking
hats.
Giggling in and out. Jesus Christ.
Man, we need a new co-host.
Don't do drugs.
Let me know in the chat if you enjoyed my changing hat bit, or if any of you noticed that I was
I think
changing
that what was
hats
happening?
each
I think
time.
you workshop it. We'll workshop it. There's something there, but it's just they got to all be Drinkin' Bro hats.
They were.
For the-
Well,
I think
one was a Bison Union hat,
Right.
and one was a Vainglory, which is the beard company that we also own. And then, there was a
Oh, you
defund
have
politicians.
points? I never got points in Vainglory.
You didn't?
No.
I think they're changing the name of that. So if we come up with a beard wax soon, yeah. Sopa Chico was great. I was just kind of waiting for them to finish whatever they were doing. I think they were jerking each other off. This is normally why I don't let them sit beside each other, is they just go on these tangents about a real-life gladiator when I'm trying to discuss my wonderful, beautiful sport of mixed martial arts.
By all means,
we're trying to make it better.
Continue.
Yeah. Sorry, we're casuals.
Yeah. Here's my
How
MMA
Bert and
fight.
Ernie do these two look right now? In their red and blue shirts, just one with the backwards
Yeah,
hat.
good.
Yeah. Here's my MMA fight I want. Instead of an octagon, they fight in a hallway, and there's a gun at the end of the hallway.
First one to get to so like essentially Hunger Games, where the Hunger was it the second one where they have the thing in the middle where you get all the weapons and they have to run to
Yes.
all the weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can get down with that.
You're literally describing the war in Iraq.
Am I? Well, sorry to get political, but here we are.
No, but Paulo Costa versus Marvin Vettori. I was really impressed with Vettori coming off this loss to Izzy. How good did Costa look against him? The fight was really good. Vettori's close punching with the elbows and the combinations. That's pretty much what won the fight was the volume.
And Vettori's just really good at taking fucking punches and kicks.
Yeah, he is
He's a fucking block.
just a massive block.
Because Izzy called him a blockhead. He's just a block.
He took
His
so
whole
many of those
body's a
high
block.
kicks, like just straight to the side of the dome. Well,
Where would you rank pain endurance on the list of necessary fighting skills? Or like, not just, obviously they all have exceptional pain endurance, but I mean like even for a fighter.
So the Clay Guida method is what we'd call that, where you just stand there and you both swing in a hurricane motion,
Yeah.
and just think that your head is stronger than his head.
For a guy that does that, though, Clay Guida fights are not usually the most exciting.
I mean, because he's been doing that for 20 years.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's so old,
Yeah, it's the Homer Simpson method, really.
pretty much.
Just
Yeah,
have the other
wear
guy
him
punch
out.
himself out.
Yeah. That's my favorite method of fighting. Like,
But-
that's what I want to watch a fighter do.
You know, that was the pretty much saved the card. It was one of the better fights of the year.
It was.
Costa's going to 205. I don't know what's next for Vettori.
Is he exciting at 205? So, like, my interesting thing was all the high kicks. I mean, even though he got super tired in the first and was pretty much
Sure,
gassed
because he's
after
an
that.
exciting fighter, and 205 doesn't really have a whole lot of exciting fighters.
My next statement, but why do I feel like Dominic Reyes would just work him?
Well, we need Dominic Reyes to get off the canvas from Yuri's elbow still. I think he's
Right, but I feel
think
like
he's in another dimension right now, actually,
I could see that being a good
you.
first fight.
in the Mandela effect. So
I mean, I'm going to smoke so much, I'm going to come out the back end of that.
come out of that K-hole.
Exactly. Oh, what if someone laced my weed with ketamine?
Actually, Eli from the Giggle Boys did that for you.
Yeah.
He wanted me to tell you after the fact.
He actually just walks around pouring ketamine on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like something he would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just random things.
Just to cause chaos.
Yeah. Just opens a bag of pretzels.
Oh, he was the guy that, somebody ripped open the bag of pretzels in the kitchen, like a complete savage like this.
Yeah.
No way to close it. There's just pretzels on the fucking counter now.
Well, it's fine.
Like a raccoon could have opened this bag of pretzels better than
More
this bag
gracefully,
of pretzels.
yes.
Yes. Are you challenging my vernacular, Daniel?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'm insecure.
We do have a rat in here that sometimes likes to open bags of chips and whatnot, or a bag of almonds.
His name is Sean.
Yeah, fuck you, Hightower.
That is true. I do imagine. Bill Schofield wants me to ask you if he thinks Grant was out at the bell in his first fight.
Tell Bill Schofield that I only watched one fight from that card because I had friends in town this weekend. And,
Right.
we're going to get that on our
We didn't
weekend
watch this
wrap-up.
shit live. Like, it
No.
was during college football.
No, it's the last few cards have kind of sucked, but next weekend is going to be awesome.
We actually got a
and we're
free
gonna get to
pay-per-view,
that.
ESPN
Yes.
Plus pay-per-view. We got multiple title fights.
Multiple.
We got, obviously, Jan is fighting Glover Teixeira.
Right. So, and we haven't heard anything from Glover, but we'll get to that in our
Corey
preview show.
Sandhagen's fighting. He's getting a title shot after
a
losing.
loss.
But I still kind of think I might pick. We have our UFC show later in the week.
We do. Sandhagen's
But
dangerous.
I think I'm picking Corey.
Really?
I think I'm already he's almost a 2-1 underdog right now. I think he beats Peter Yan or Peter Yan.
And then the rematch versus TJ for the title?
I think so. I think that's what you'd have to do.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And then Sterling just never gets a fight again.
Yeah, no. TJ's just shouting, "That's my belt," the whole time.
Yes.
Why does he seem so much shorter than he is?
Well, they weigh 135 pounds.
Right, but Sandhagen seems like he could like come into the studio and we could talk to him. Where TJ, I feel like
lanky as fuck. He's just a skinny boy.
you could tell me TJ Dillashaw was a gnome and I would believe you.
Yeah. TJ, very small man.
Yes. So in my mind, he's like even smaller.
That's why he had to do EPO.
That's true. Very true.
Granted, he was cutting when he did that. He got smaller on the EPO to 125.
Because he could run more and his body got more oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
That's how EPO works. Mm-hmm. For those of you who don't know out there, it oxygenates the blood, similar to being at altitude. That's why people go and like train in the mountains, or these runners will get these tents they zip themselves up in and will sleep in for 10 hours at a time to simulate being high up in the air. Because then your body produces more of those oxygenated blood cells, and then when you come back to sea level, you're not as tired.
Yeah, it's like a super common thing like Olympic athletes and shit do.
Yeah. Also similar to blood doping, where you take out the really rich blood and then put it back
Cycle
in your
that
body.
shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like any cyclist, really.
Yeah. Anyone
Russian
who cycles.
athlete.
Yeah.
I'd like to do it. Kobe Bryant used to do it in Germany.
Yeah.
Little blood cycling.
Well, no, he
Ironically,
did like
it
blood
was, it was
spinning.
elevation that did him in.
It was.
Yeah.
Elevated spinning.
That's when you hit the button, Nick.
Wah, wah.
No.
Don't celebrate that.
Don't celebrate a Kobe joke this early.
What do you mean this early? There we go. That's what I'm fucking talking about. Have we had enough MMA talk? Because I have something that I want to talk about.
Okay.
Why do the Chiefs suck ass?
So a
And
lot
Nick,
of people.
by the way, go to open the Drinkin Bros email. I sent you a reason why they suck ass in there.
I know why. I can actually just go to open it up for Nick after this fact, because I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
However, the Super Bowl hangover is a real thing. Teams that lose the Super Bowl, this happens all the time. Like, yes, they have all the talent in the world. Yes, they, scheme's good.
Top 5 coaching staff in the
good
league.
coach. But when you get that far into a season and it just ends with just a monumental biblical beatdown, it's hard to come back the next year with motivation.
Is it?
I think it is.
I mean, I don't think...
There's for sure just like a incredibly like obvious
Like you're just
letdown.
so fucking deflated.
Yeah.
That you're like, especially in a Super Bowl, they were like massively favored in.
I don't think they were massively. It was like 3 points.
Was it? All right. Well, I'll say this: it was a Super Bowl that everyone thought they were going to win.
Right.
Vegas didn't massively favor, but everyone was like, Chiefs are going to roll Tom Brady's old dick.
And that didn't happen.
It didn't fucking happen.
And I think people are starting to realize once you take out Tyreek Hill, and you really just have to worry about Kelsey across the middle, and then you take those two guys out, and Mahomes has nothing.
You mean if he has nothing, if you take away his 2 best players?
Right, like just Kelsey across the middle, and you just don't get burnt deep by Tyreek Hill.
Also, by the way, are they taking out Tyreek Hill, who is second in the league in receiving yards?
I would like to see those stats, though, broken down, though, with their wins and losses. Like, every game they lose, I bet Tyreek Hill has
And Travis Kelce is 5th in the league in receiving yards. So neither of them are being taken away.
I'm telling you, look at the breakdowns. I'm sure that they go off in their wins.
Yeah.
But if we actually go game by game, give me some game logs, I guarantee in their losses, they don't perform.
It's a win-more situation. Flat track bully.
We'll look at the Titans box score because that has to be awful. Like,
Right.
there's no way this is good since Mahomes only had 200 yards. Hill had 1 catch for 18 yards. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's 1 rush for 18 yards.
He had
6
under 50
catches.
yards receiving.
He had 6 catches, though.
Under 50 yards.
Yeah. And then Kelce had 7 catches for 65. So essentially, well, Kelce was averaging 9 yards a catch.
And I wonder how much of that was in garbage time.
And also, Hill was averaging 8 yards a catch. So what you're saying, a lot of it's like slinging late time.
Hill, 8 yards a carry for Hill. That is
8 yards a
terrible.
catch for Hill?
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's fair. I mean, regardless, that's bad. So you're saying they're stat padding in the wins.
They're going off in the wins, because you can't, obviously you can only contain them for so long. But I'm sure, when you shut those 2 guys down, or you kind of limit the amount of touches they get in a game.
Against Washington, Hill had 9 receptions for 76 yards. Travis 8 for 99. 8 for 99.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, Hill didn't have a great game against Washington, but Kelce did. Against the Bills, the Chiefs. This is a loss, but they put up numbers in this one.
Tyreek Hill had what?
7 receptions, 63 yards. Kelce 6 for 57. Yeah, they shut them down.
You're not obviously
Rainy
you're not
night,
going to be in any
but-
games where they have 1 or 2 catches. That's going to be fucking impossible.
No, when they become average receivers, the Chiefs become an average team.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, Kelce went off against the Ravens, who they lost to, but Tyreek Hill had 3 catches for 14 yards.
There you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
You essentially
Dan.
just stop Tyreek Hill across the middle or over the top. Any deep threat, as long as he's not a deep threat, I don't think the Chiefs are a problem.
Yeah, if Tyreek Hill is catching a ball 8 yards down the field, you're okay.
You're okay with that, yeah.
Unless it's in the slot and he can scoot. But essentially, what does that mean? So a lot of these games, though, he's still getting all the receptions. So what does that mean? There's just an extra spy in the middle of the field on Hill type of thing?
Or you just have somebody come across, one of the safeties, just
Right.
safety help, double teaming them all
Yeah.
game. Yeah, you just don't let them beat you deep. And, you can have all 8, 9 catches for 8 yards every time.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Just don't get burnt. Maybe they're just a big play offense.
Yeah, if they can't hit the home run, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
Makes fucking sense. Anyway, you want to show why I think the Chiefs are terrible?
I got it.
Yeah. It all comes down to, and Giorgio, I'd love to get your take on just this gentleman's dance moves. Pat Mahomes' brother, Jackson Mahomes, is one of the worst sports family members I've ever seen. I'm now the only person on set, just so everyone knows. I'm excited for all of you to watch Jackson Mahomes' TikTok here. Don't follow Jackson Mahomes on TikTok. Just wait for his TikToks to get tweeted the next day, because that's all you really need to see.
No, don't get a TikTok, and also don't get a Twitter. If you don't have either one of those yet,
Wait for it
please,
to get put on
just
Instagram.
Just don't.
Yeah,
Just don't do it.
maybe don't get on Twitter.
Get a job at a barbecue shack where you have to wake up at 5 a.m. and turn shoulders
Okay.
and learn, sauce.
So
swag,
here's
cook,
Jackson Mahomes
chef,
just going off.
yeah.
Can we get some sound? Oh, no, we probably shouldn't have sound because it's a song.
Yeah.
He's just dancing on that Titans field, goes to every one of his brother's games and shoots a dancing TikTok.
I wonder how many followers he has.
Dude, I think he has a lot.
Then get in where you fit in, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you like? I mean, why are you hating on him for making the most of what he's got? He gets field access, and then he, does a little jerk, probably to a Megan Thee Stallion song.
Yep.
And he gets
Because
paid.
he's a savage.
Classy, bougie, ratchet. Whatever. I mean, it's dumb. He probably should not be allowed on the field. But good thing his brother
would
is good at football.
Certainly not give him any field passes.
And that's when he goes, brother,
Yeah.
I'm in the field. What do you mean I can't be I got a TikTok.
They need to just like exile Jackson Mahomes.
Yeah.
He needs to be out of the country.
We've talked about this before on one of the shows, but like Mahomes is just surrounded by annoying people,
including his wife.
Is it his wife now or fiance? Or was it what is
His
it?
wife now. Yeah.
She and I think his mom like clap back at people on Twitter constantly, or just talk shit on Twitter, like they're the ones throwing passes. And then Jackson Mahomes is like a full on like fame leech.
Yeah, and he is what, like 6'7"?
Jackson?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
He's tall as
and he's
shit.
like what, tossing like water on opposing fans and shit like that when they talk shit to
that's
him.
pretty lame. It's like you make a
Dancing
bunch of
on,
money to
dancing
not do
on
that.
memorials for Sean Taylor.
Yeah. It's all kinds of just fun. No idea what's going on. Please look at me. Cool shit.
College football this week too. Not a whole lot of good games
This past week?
this past weekend.
No, this past weekend was boring as shit. I like honestly didn't watch a single game.
There
Much.
were some moments though where, especially early on, you're like, "Oh no, Kansas has the lead against Oklahoma."
Oh, I did watch part of that game because I saw one of the greatest plays of all time.
by Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you weren't paying, obviously a lot of people probably weren't tuning in for Oklahoma, Kansas, but I believe Oklahoma was up 5 with 4 minutes left
And in serious position of Kansas driving to win the game.
because they could not stop Kansas running.
Yeah.
4th and 1. Homeboy Caleb Williams hands the ball off.
Who we are very high on. We both love him.
I love Caleb Williams.
I think I think Oklahoma is actually.
Dangerous with him at quarterback. Yes.
Yeah, but the problem is they might end up being a 4 seed, and then there's no
They're just
spread
gonna
that's
get smoked by
too,
Georgia. Yeah.
there's no spread that's too big for that game.
So here's the thing, right? They get stopped 4th and 1, but mid-play, Giorgio, mid-play.
I mean, they're stopped. They're dead in the water.
The running back is being tackled, and as the running back's being tackled, Caleb Williams goes and takes
true
the ball.
freshman.
True freshman, 18 years old, takes the ball out of his own guy's hands,
Strips him of the ball.
strips him of the ball, and runs for the first down. Just incredible IQ.
That
for an
is
18-year-old.
that's a leader.
It's a leader amongst men.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's growing up in a sport.
That's knowing the situation.
As Caleb Williams says, don't send someone who isn't Caleb Williams to do Caleb Williams' job.
I like that. That's a very Zlatan Ibrahimovic thing to say of him.
Yeah.
And like that, the sky is the limit for that young man. Way to brand himself now.
Yeah.
Like I would go ahead and get some sort of like
I made that up, but
silhouette
he
of
should
him
say
taking the ball away and
Yeah.
says leave it in Caleb Williams' hands.
that really should be like a silhouette T-shirt for OU. Is him just being like, give that shit to me.
And I know you can't necessarily have a Heisman moment against Kansas, but I'm feeling better about that 30-1 kind of flyer I took on Caleb Williams to win Heisman.
Can you put Caleb Williams with like the OU stadium on his back and like an artwork caricature?
Pretty much. As Spencer Rattler, Charlie Brown walks away.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just need all the sideline shots of fucking Spencer Rattler that I can get. Inject that into my veins.
Spencer Rattler, who was never good. Mm-hmm. I can't believe he opened it. How many dumb fuck Oklahoma fans are losing money because they were like, hey, man, Spencer Rattler, he might be the favorite, but it's still plus money. I'm fucking putting it on. I'll throw $100 on Spencer Rattler to win this fucking thing.
Is that an Oklahoma accent?
I don't know. Who
That's
cares?
too southern.
Spencer Rattler now works at Brahms Ice Cream. Checking me out and giving me 2 scoops and a waffle cone.
A+ regional reference. By the way, if your NFL team drafts Spencer Rattler in the first round, I would stop rooting for that team.
I would make the argument he's probably coming back. He'll probably transfer.
Yeah, he has to transfer. He's
go.
not.
Remember when he's like, there was talks of him being a first-round pick?
He talks to me. It's not the NBA, so not like a lottery pick, but I mean like top 10, top
Yeah.
15.
He's a great pickup for ECU.
Dude, he should go to like Coastal or something. Just fucking sling it.
McCall's there. And although they lost.
I just mean like a random good G5.
I mean, that was pretty expected.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Ross didn't hit his lock of the week with Coastal.
Ooh.
Hey, if Fickle sticks around at Cincinnati, isn't Ritter gone after this year?
Yeah, I don't think Fickle's going to stay.
You think Fickle's gone? He's going to be a P5 coach soon if he stays.
Right, but you're losing your quarterback. You're losing
Yeah.
a lot of
One
your
last ride with
defense.
Cincinnati, then
I
head
think-
off to like USC or something.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
All right.
I mean, you have the USC job that's open right now. You have the apparently the Texas Tech job's open. Obviously not going to leave for Texas Tech.
No.
But yeah, reports are Matt Wells is out at Tech after that loss to Kansas State.
Because like we say outside the top 25, Tech stinks.
Yes, and they're going to start. They're probably going to try to go for UTSA's coach.
Yeah, why not?
Trailer, I believe is his name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They should do
LSU job's going to be open. There's going to be plenty of big time jobs out there.
But who's going to fill them? There's like a lack of top quality coaches right now.
Right, so I'm saying Luke Fickell's there. I mean, Matt Campbell.
I think Matt
I'm
Campbell's-
sure he'll win 6 games in a row at Iowa State and become a hot coaching candidate like he always is every year.
I think Matt Campbell's got it. And it's ironic I'm saying this because they just upset a top 15 team. But Matt Campbell has now seen what the peak is at Iowa State. If he couldn't do it this year, it's just not going to happen.
Is there anyone dropping out from the pros?
There's actually talks that Mike Tomlin might be interested in the USC job. And it kind of makes sense if you think about it. I mean, Roethlisberger's on his way out.
Yeah.
Really no heir apparent to the quarterback situation with the Steelers. They're getting older. They're getting beat up.
Yeah, but I feel like you can win 9 games with the Steelers without trying every year. Like your floor without much effort is 9 wins.
You never get fired.
Yeah.
Ultimate job security with the Steelers because they've had like 3 coaches their entire fucking franchise.
Right. But so you're always like not that many pieces away from 12 to 14 wins.
Correct. And I mean, you're always going to have the Rooneys.
Yep.
That's always a good family to have back you.
Yeah. And the Steelers Steelers fans are literally
And
as
don't
diehard.
trust me. I'm not saying Tomlin's going to go to USC. Like,
Yeah.
If I was to, I would say like there's a 5% chance. I would say 95% chance he stays with Steelers. But I'm saying there is a chance.
There is a chance.
It kind of makes sense that he would actually after this year when the team's kind of getting older, Roethlisberger's on his way out, that he would leave.
College money's no joke anymore. And I mean, it's a very prestigious position.
Hold on. Let me look at what his salary is right now. He makes $16 million.
Okay, never mind.
A year?
Oh, no. He makes an annual of 6. Sorry.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah,
similar
USC's
to
got
college.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, never mind. So, yeah. And if Tomlin, who's one of the longest tenured dudes, is making 6, then yeah.
College, I think, pays more than pro.
Probably
all the time.
better.
Yeah,
They're only spending money on one thing.
it's true.
Coaches.
Eagles stink. Got our ass run off the field by the Raiders. That's all I have to say.
The NFL was lame as shit this week. College kind of was too.
There were so many blowouts in the NFL.
The only other thing that was interesting to me in college was Iowa State winning, I guess. Like Notre Dame beat USC, who cares? Wake Forest dropped 70 on the troops.
Yeah, I saw somebody tweeted, we spend $80 billion on a defense budget, and this is what we get.
That's pretty funny.
Nick, do you root for Army?
In what world does Army drop 56 and lose a game? This was insane. They didn't even cover.
They're not even really football teams. Like they're just out there to have fun, is what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
They don't pass the ball; they run the ball nonstop.
And they scored 56 points.
Yeah, how they do that, no idea.
But do you root for them? Are you like, I was in the Army?
I root for them on
Against
Army
Navy.
game.
Army, Navy?
That's when everybody.
How
does.
much-
Nobody roots for the Army.
Right. How much actual shit talking is there between non-academy service members on Army Navy Day?
Oh, it's crazy. Navy guys are fucking wild, and one of my good friends is a Navy guy, so it's always fun.
So you guys still, it does become like a fucking avatar for the whole service on that football game at least?
Oh yeah, anywhere you go to watch that game, you're gonna have a lot of people in like Army jerseys or shirts and Navy jerseys and shirts, and you're just gonna see a whole bunch of people just talking shit to each other like we did when we were in the service.
Love that.
This is an excuse to talk shit again.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Essentially.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
We
then-
always need that.
And then what? Do you all just like laugh at the Air Force Academy?
They're one of the better ones.
Yeah, they're like one of the best football
but
teams.
like
This
as far
year.
as
For
service-wise,
the
like,
service
it's just a
academies.
joke. They're
Yeah.
they're the business branch of the military.
I
Although
believe
they did not cover against. They were favored against San Diego State, and San Diego State pulled it out.
Ooh. Speaking of favored and winning, Pitt took down Clemson.
Yep.
4-3 Clemson.
Is there any? Do we consider Dabo kind of being in the hot seat? Not
No.
this year, but
No.
next year.
No. He has a lifetime job.
Okay.
It's just a weird year for him. New quarterback. He's just lost so much fucking talent. It really just goes to show that there's only one Nick Saban.
Yeah, and we kind of don't look at those Clemson teams in the same light now because it's just dirty. It feels dirty because you're like, oh, fuck, Deshaun Watson. Ugh. Don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, Trevor was nice. Trevor was a nice boy.
That we know of.
That we know of. Yeah, I mean, who knows what he's doing to, like, homeless women at night. We might find out one day.
Yeah. We don't know.
But for now, he's a nice boy.
In my mind, he should be guilty until proven innocent.
He brings 2 of them.
Yeah.
He takes a pool cue.
I don't disagree
He
with
breaks
that.
it in half.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, if he just went around Jacksonville and, like, remember that homeless Jags fan?
Yeah.
I bet he killed her.
I mean, he does, in a lot of ways, look like a vampire prince. So if he's going around at night just, like, drinking the blood of helpless, like, homeless people that no one would miss.
On that note, though, I have a really cool story from the weekend when we get to that part of
They
the
don't
show.
want a newcomer to come in and steal the show.
Yeah. I'll listen to your story now. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think there's a lot of structure here?
You know Cheer Up Charlie's?
Yeah.
Yeah. My girlfriend wanted to take some friends of mine that are in town there, so we all went. And I guess it was like a magazine, like a nude magazine anniversary party, and it was kind of Halloween themed.
So it was Nudie Magazine Day?
Yeah. And they have the little stage outside, and this girl with her tits out in this like really tight, small thong, like total G-string, like kind of pretended to tie her boyfriend up in chains, this little like X cross thing.
Cool.
While like this like vampire music was played, and she pretended to like cut him and whip him and like pour blood, and then she like crowd surfed for a little bit, and she had a nice ass. But my friends that I brought were from Colorado, and they were like, "What are you bringing me to?"
Where
Yeah.
am I?
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the Austin FC game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They beat Houston 2-0. It was great.
You just you just tell them to shut the fuck up and say you're welcome for Torchies.
Yeah.
I took him to Kirby Lane. I took him to Loro. So I got him Michi Ramen. I just got Terry Black's.
I agree with taking them to 2 of those places.
It's okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Unless Kirby Lane was like late at night and you're just drunk as fuck.
Or just early morning and
Yeah.
you don't feel like waiting at any of the brunch spots.
Yeah, we got in early. We didn't have to call any resis.
Yeah.
We went to the Water Table, Japanese whiskey place.
Okay. I was Saturday night, went to a Halloween party. I was all tatted up. Did those
I
lick
was
and stick tats.
wondering what was going on with your neck right here.
Still have some of these temporary tattoos on my body. They're very hard to get off.
Nick, you cut the camera back to me right now. Dan is a liar. He has really gotten into autoerotic asphyxiation. Those are bruises. We need to have an intervention now here live on the show. I'm glad you
I
are
will
watching.
say though, I think after my costume, I might get a neck tat.
How ignorant of a neck tat? Are we talking like Kenyon Martin lips?
Get worse, I think.
Okay.
I mean, I already have 2 bad tattoos.
Maybe like a crown of thorns, but around your neck.
praying
But I will
hands.
go from my neck to my hand, and I think I need a full sleeve, just because of the way I was getting looked at. Like the day after, I was too hungover to wash them off completely, and the looks I was getting at HEB, I kind of dug it.
Get a full, just somehow like Celtic knot sleeve
Okay,
up your neck.
right, and it'll go right into my cross on my back. My
Yeah.
Celtic cross,
It's the entire scene.
Wait,
of
show
Braveheart.
everyone the best tattoo you have.
my frat tat.
Yeah, Dan's got for those who don't know, Dan's got a frat tat.
Yeah, you can see that.
You see those Greek letters?
Yeah, there it is.
It's better than a brand.
It's definitely better than a brand.
So people don't know this, but if you actually go to any Fiji house in the country, they scan it like a barcode, and it gets you in.
Yeah,
No.
because they can't read the letters.
Right.
So what? Like the letters aren't good enough. They're like, hold on, bleep.
It could be fake. It
Yeah,
could be
it
like
could
a
be fake.
temporary tattoo like
Could
I
be
wore
fake.
this weekend.
Do you still have to do the handshake as well?
No, that excludes the handshake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've gone digital.
So they scan you in, you go into the house, and then you sacrifice a baby.
Is that why you want to raise my child? You trying to just get into like UT Fiji?
Need a baby for entrance.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Be a sick party.
In many ways, yeah.
Yes.
In many uses of that term.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Dun-dun-dun-sh. But speaking of puns, and not really, but football, Chelsea won 7-0 this weekend.
Good lord.
That's right. Being Norwich, it's our
Hit
highest.
the jam rock button. We don't have it.
well.
I'll have to put it on the board.
I'd appreciate that.
Out in the streets, they call it murder.
We get 8 seconds, right? Or 7 seconds before.
Well, we could just do that. We just take us singing it.
We'd probably really hate that after a while.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, it was a really great weekend for Chelsea, topping the table after a quarter of the season with 22 points. Liverpool's right behind us with 21, Man City with 20. Liverpool beating Manchester United 5-0 this weekend. Probably going to call the ends to their manager and legend, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It's going to be pretty embarrassing for them, which I thoroughly enjoy because the Red Devils can get fucked, as Dan would say. So I'm pretty happy about that, to be honest.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, a lot of Chelsea youth scoring a lot of goals. Mason Mount with his first hat trick. So it's really nice to like rub it in other teams' faces when like our kids that we've raised since they were 8 years old
Don't
are
you
now
have like 40
dominating.
games left?
Yeah.
How early into the season are we?
Out of the 38 Premier League games, we've done 9.
I don't even understand soccer seasons.
I don't either.
It's fucking
You
like
play every team twice, and you get 3 points for a win and 1 point for a draw.
I've played FIFA.
it's more the calendar of it
Okay.
that
It starts
confuses
in
me.
like August, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
So it's the same, roughly the same as like an NFL calendar, except way more fucking games.
They play in multiple leagues.
And then there's just like random intermissions for other like events.
When they have to travel for their national team, there's an intermission, yes.
But also-
or in Russia, where it's too cold to play outside
Yeah.
because of the freezing conditions, they have a break.
But also then there's like UEFA and shit like that.
They run what's called the Champions League
Yeah.
and what's called the Europa League,
Yeah.
which is a competition through all of Europe, where most leagues are just the country specifically. And so this is where the teams from the different countries play each other.
Right. And that just confuses the absolute fucking fuck out of me.
Don't care for it.
So you play
Doesn't
your
have- there
conference?
There are no playoffs, so I don't get it.
Well, there kind of is playoffs in the Champions League. You play your group stages, and then
no,
if you play in the
there's-
top 2 of the group,
but
you
not
go
in
into a
the Premier
16-man
League.
bracket.
Premier League's just most points, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like baseball before the
Season
World
long.
Series was invented.
Right.
Yeah, Nick. Since we're doing this, we might as well switch the camera to you at 7. Give us your
Get a hockey minute.
Give us your hockey minute.
Got a hockey minute.
Oh,
'Cause I need to pee.
well, NHL's back in full force now. Divisions went back to normal, so Canadian teams are allowed to come into the U.S. and vice versa. So it's good. Sharks started off the season 1 game at home, 5 on the road. The first 4 games were against Canadian teams. They just played Boston. They played Nashville on Tuesday, and then they're home for 5 games. So they've been traveling a lot. They look tired, but they're doing good. They're 4-1. And then Connor McDavid from the Oilers is just continuing his streak of being the absolute best points getter in the NHL.
Okay, I'm just looking at these standings right now. What is wrong with the Chicago Blackhawks?
I believe they haven't
have
led.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
They haven't led for a single second this season.
Yeah, no, they're there's a lot of teams this year that surprisingly are not doing as well as they should. Vegas being one, which I fucking love.
Are the Coyotes bad because they're about to move?
Yeah, probably. But they also did just leave the Pacific and went into the Central, so they're playing against different teams now more regularly, which tend to be harder in that division. But then again, the Avalanche aren't even doing as well as they should be.
How for real are the Blues at 4-0 right now?
It's still early, but
Because I don't start watching hockey until it gets like physically cold outside.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still
Yeah.
baseball season. It's also still 80 fucking degree. Like I can't get into it
Yeah.
until like Christmas time. Thanksgiving, Christmas is when I'm really like, all right, let's go.
I haven't caught a Blues game yet, but I have seen some highlights from them. They look good, but like it's only been 5 to 7 games for teams into the season, so it's still way too early. Everybody's still refreshed, coming off of a quote unquote shortened season
Okay.
last year.
And then last question for the hockey minute, maybe 2 minutes. What's wrong with the Kraken, man?
They built for the future, unlike Vegas when they became an expansion team in 2017. Vegas wanted a trophy right away. The Kraken are actually building for the future, but they do have through their first 5 games. They had 6 fights, which
Rad.
was really fucking awesome.
There's
and
the-
then a hashtag developed of Kraken Skulls, and that was really awesome. And it made me actually enjoy like the team a little bit more.
I enjoy that. You know what's funny though? People could disagree with me. That's fine. I don't care. I watched part of their first game on ESPN, partly because I was like, "Fuck, I haven't watched a hockey game on ESPN in like 30 years." And in SportsCenter right afterwards, what's Van Pelt and John Buchagraz were like jacking off to how like much they loved the Kraken's sweater.
The all whites.
And I don't think it's that great.
Yeah.
I think they could have done better with their logo.
Yeah.
They just did an S. I was like, your name
With
is
some,
literally
like-
the Kraken.
Yeah,
You could have had a
They made it a little.
Kraken.
They made it a little octopusy, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a little
Yeah.
like suction cuppy type of situation there, but I don't think they're that cool.
No, they're not that cool. I mean, there's a lot of better sweaters.
A lot of. I would put them in the bottom third of sweaters in the league.
Well, blues obviously number one.
Well, of course.
No, come on. It's
Who?
It's the Blackhawks.
No, it's not the Blackhawks. I would actually go classic Coyotes.
I like Coyotes too.
That's a sexy one.
I have that hat.
Hartford Whalers.
I actually Flyers is a good one. I
It's-
love the
It's
Flyers.
fine.
Give me an OG Penguins too.
OG Penguins.
I hate to say it, Penguins have really good.
Yeah.
Boston Bruins too.
Sweater.
They're
I
the
think
black and yellow.
I think the Bruins are kind of meh. I like the Sabres a lot.
I don't hate the Hurricanes old ones.
How do you hate the fucking Blackhawks? Blackhawks have like.
I don't hate the Blackhawks. I think it's a good one.
I just said that.
No, we said it was
But
a
I
good
said
one,
it
but we
wasn't
hate-
as good as the Blues.
We hate the
Oh,
Blackhawks.
they're much better
though.
than the fucking.
And I didn't think it was as good as the shittiest.
The Blackhawks are the best
Best
fucking
as the Sharks.
like, color combination and
the Sharks look
logo,
like a movie
jerseys
hockey team.
in sports.
Teal, orange, and black. You can't get any better than that.
The one I actually hate the most, and I really hope they don't become even more of a dynasty, is the Lightning have the lamest fucking sweaters.
Oh my God, them and the Toronto Maple Leafs, like they.
At least the Leaves are like kind of
The
classic.
maple, they look like a beer can.
Yeah, any team that's original six has the best sweaters in fucking hockey.
I hate that. I hate that just
Canadians?
because
You
it's
think the
old, it's
Canadians
good.
Have a good fucking.
I love the
jersey?
Canadians. Yeah,
No, they're classic and they know what they're doing.
I love the Canadian sweater.
Yeah.
The Avs sweater was cool in the '90s, but now I think they should do the Colorado Rockies hockey sweater. They should switch over to that. Have you ever seen that? That's a good one. I like that one.
Do they still have the foot on the side?
No, they switched to the Colorado C.
Why do they get rid of the foot?
I don't know. It's stupid. I agree. Go all in. If you're gonna do it.
Worst jerseys in hockey is probably the Devils.
Devils?
I just hate the New Jersey Devils.
The current Anaheim Ducks one is pretty gross.
Oh yeah. I don't know how you go from maybe the greatest logo in sports to that.
The weird like streaking
Disney.
duck foot D. It's so fucking dumb.
It's hideous.
Fucking hate it.
Like
Thank
literally,
you, Disney, for taking the awesome uniform of the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah,
Cease and desist. Why do they
Really?
do that? Doesn't Disney own the Anaheim Ducks?
they used to like early on or
they
something
sold
like that. Yeah, they don't anymore.
why didn't they license it to them? Come on.
Yeah, right. Sell it back.
Because it's Disney.
It's true. Disney will sue like preschools and after school programs if they use if they have like a painted Mickey Mouse on the wall. They have to send them a cease and desist.
But I respect that.
yeah.
They're
I-
gangsters.
Yeah, I respect anyone just doing drive-by C&Ds.
Like you go to the fucking local.
There's like like the Google Maps car like drives around your neighborhood for
Disney has that.
Disney
yeah,
has
for
a
cease and
C&D
desist.
C&D car just
Yeah.
driving around neighborhoods ready to pop off a C&D out of a t-shirt gun.
Some
like a
graffiti
Karen-
artist going underneath like a tunnel just late night. He's just putting Mickey Mouse
Yeah.
in handcuffs or something. C&D car.
The mouse knows. The car knows. And
Disney
it shows
owns
up.
everything at this point.
Disney does own everything.
I couldn't get a job in Florida where Disney wasn't. I wasn't working for the mouse.
Were you working? You weren't working with the mouse at Golf Channel.
I was working at Universal, but at some point Universal and Disney are going to combine,
Yes, that is
That's
inevitable. 100%.
especially the way NBC and Universal and Comcast are doing right now.
Download the Peacock.
Nobody wants the cock, man. Nobody wants to go see a Notre Dame game on the cock.
Nope.
Nobody wants to watch Premier League soccer on the cock.
Nobody wants to download the cock at 4 a.m. to catch a French Open tennis match.
I can't even watch golf on the cock. Because, no, it's on some other streaming service. Like, how many streaming services do I need to go through to watch one round of golf?
It's just cable.
What's the cock really good for?
nothing.
No.
Ladies in the chat. There's none of you. Yeah. That's what I
Yeah,
figured.
Hence
Zero
wh-
women in this chat.
yeah, but that's because they already know the cock is useless. So they're not in the chat. Because it's full of cocks.
But we're not the cock. We're like the alternative to the cock.
Yeah, I guess.
We're the dildo.
With a braider.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Benoit balls.
it's a vibe.
I'm gonna.
There we go. Just get a shot, Giorgio. Yeah, perfect. Whee!
We are in Texas where that is not legal.
It's
To smoke this Delta 8?
Yeah, it's Delta 8, bro.
Which they also just made illegal.
No, it's in the courts. It's fine. It's still legal.
There's a stay on
Yeah.
that.
Statute of limitations.
It's odoids, man.
That's CBD. Stop lying.
Don't smell like CBD.
Yeah, Georgia's just chilling out, man. Georgia just needs to relax. And
Trying to live my truth, guys.
Yeah.
Just smoking hash.
Oh God, if I just had hash burning slowly, it'd be like an opium den.
yeah, I was just saying, it's just full on opium. One time in high school, someone passed me like
Some
a
opium?
bowl and I didn't really look at it. And
You
like,
smoked opium?
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, this tastes weird. What the fuck? And they're like, it's opium. And I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, no. Oh shit, you really smoked opium?
Yeah, I was like,
Holy-
come on, man. No, you can't just do that.
That wasn't opium. If that's your reaction, the minute you hit opium, you're just...
I accidentally smoked
No, I
DMT
didn't.
one time.
I didn't get much of it because the taste hit me, and I was like, whoa.
That's when you know you're like, this is not what I thought this smoke
Yeah,
was going to taste
yeah.
like.
I didn't get like a full rip, and it was like,
By the time you wake up from an opium hit, it's been 5 years.
Yeah.
And you're in some type of...
I just imagine that Johnny Depp, Jack the Ripper movie.
Yeah.
From Hell. That's every time I think of opium.
Hellboy?
Yes,
Okay.
from Hellboy.
I was thinking like Rip Van Winkle.
He was probably smoking opium.
Oh, yeah, that's probably what the tale was about.
Yes.
Something about bowling too, wasn't that?
Yeah, but it was mostly just that opium makes you immortal.
Right.
Bowling for Columbine, I believe.
I learned about all these classic literature tales through this TV show called Wishbone, where a talking dog told me things. And then I went back as an adult and looked that up, and the dog's mouth did not move whatsoever. It was just a dog standing there with someone overdubbed it. And as a child, I'm like, how did I believe this whatsoever?
No, those are the anti-weed commercials where he says, you're not a... Like, he just goes up to the guy that's smoking on the couch, and he's just like, you disappoint me.
Yeah.
You used to be fun.
You used to be fun.
And then she's like, "Meow." I am getting lower in this chair as the podcast goes on, so maybe there was something to this.
Maybe there was a
commercials.
point to that. Some fucking
You're getting
commercial.
like physically depressed now, like because you're smoking a depressant.
No,
Physically,
You're hanging on to the microphone like you're on the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
And it's your only lifeline.
look, it's a bit.
Like you're about to fall. Just because you do something doesn't make it a bit.
Yes, it
Nor
does.
good.
When you call yourself a comedian, anything you do can be a bit.
Well, sometimes the bit becomes reality.
yeah,
And
often.
then very, very often.
You often end up living your bit.
Usually people just do bits because they want to live out something they want to do without the backlash.
Without the consequences,
Right.
let's talk about that. People hiding their true emotions behind comedy.
Yeah, and their bits in general. I think
It's a defense mechanism.
we talked about this
Yeah.
earlier on the main channel with a real actual conversation where it's like people just want to be able to like coast through life. You know what I mean? Just get set on autopilot. And I think
they?
I think living your bit is part of that. You don't have to have a personality anymore. You don't have to actually think because you can just be your little bit. And it's like, Steve's so funny. He always does this, and then like that's just your autopilot thing. But on the inside, you're dead.
What about that inner David Goggins though?
Yeah, you're just describing me. Like I'm not, sometimes self-awareness is good, but too much self-awareness.
You don't want to look. You don't want to constantly stand in the mirror, right?
Right.
Can't do that.
No. No good comes from that.
Yeah. Also, a lot of times, like it's like when you look at a picture of yourself and you're like, "Oh, that's a good picture," but if you stare at it for too long, it just starts to look bizarre and horrible.
I've
Like,
never
my
done
eyes
that.
not that open.
Yeah. You never done that?
No, I hate pictures of myself.
Always hot.
There's just no pictures of me.
I believe that.
There's one of me since working here, and Joel took that from like
Yeah.
200 feet away.
And you're hidden behind like a camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There should be no photos of me ever. I do not. No one needs that.
You don't even photograph right now. In
Sort of.
perpetuity.
Yes.
Not sort of. I mean,
There's enough video footage of you that we could just
Yeah.
deepfake this.
yeah,
Should
we
we-
could deep
At
fake
this
you onto
point.
anything.
Yeah.
Maybe. There's not that much.
And then with all the drug doing you're doing, we can make you do whatever we want.
Yeah.
People believe it.
These aren't mind control drugs. This is weed.
Yeah, but you're just overestimating people.
Do you have like some hypnotic ability that I don't know about?
No, you're just overestimating or underestimating what people will believe.
Also,
based
marijuana is the downfall
based
of
on
this
mild
country,
drug use.
Giorgio.
Yeah.
You're a lot less cool.
That's what the white man said to oppress the Latin American community who
No,
was
that's what the
coming up.
Parkland shooter said last week.
He came out against marijuana.
Why does anyone listen to what he's like? Why do you know that?
I think it's important to know.
Also,
It's important to know the Parkland shooter's take on marijuana.
Nicholas Cruz
You know his name.
is an important voice in the drug war.
the war against drugs.
Yeah.
Nancy
the most
Reagan.
important war, some would say.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, and I mean, we're just trying to prevent you from going to hell because everyone that smokes marijuana goes to hell.
Look, if you're going to dance with the devil, you might as well lead.
I think we should do what we did when we left Afghanistan. Just leave $80 billion worth of drugs in America and just tell everybody to have fun.
Yep.
Okay.
We leave $80 billion of marijuana to the Taliban, and they might just chill out.
Yeah, I mean, or they could smoke the opium. That would really chill them out.
Yeah.
Should we just dust the whole country with opium?
When they realize they actually have the opium there, and they're just like, wait, what? They're like, we smoke this?
Yeah.
What?
Wait, is it against the
What?
Is it against the Geneva Convention to non-lethally gas a country? Like you just opium gas them, just to like sedate them, and then you roll in.
I just want to be sedated.
They'll be having a good time.
I think that's what college guys said to girls. Yes. So
Good point.
probably a no on
It's
that
a hard
one.
It's a hard no. Anyone want to talk about basketball?
Now.
NBA started. I would not advise gambling on it, but if you do, go ahead and go to DraftKings.
DraftKings is the fucking place. Or actually, one thing, if you don't know how to bet very well, but you might know basketball well, the DraftKings fantasy is probably the way to go.
It probably is because right now teams anyone can beat anyone on any given night because teams just no-show, especially in the NBA, a lot.
Yeah.
Like the Bucks will just not show up and the Heat will beat them by 40.
I believe the Nets are currently 1-2.
Is that a sign of too many games? Like that's like an honest, like a real opinion, because I feel like that in baseball, and that's the reason like I just don't care about it whatsoever. Is just there's too many players, too many games. I don't know. It's more about managing the schedule and managing the season than it is about seeing the best quality product.
I've actually argued that we should make the NBA smaller. It should be 12 teams.
12 super teams?
Yeah.
That would actually be rad.
That'd be incredible.
I would watch
They
the fuck
wouldn't
out
do
of that.
it because obviously they'd lose a lot of money from
Right.
different cities and
I mean, you could have a B. You could have a B league.
You buy out each owner with $1 trillion whose teams you want to get rid of.
Yeah,
I
when
like
everyone's
this.
calling for expansion in these leagues, especially American leagues, no. Make everything smaller.
Yeah. They do. The NBA does need less games. I don't think baseball needs less games, but I do think the NBA does.
What? That's the biggest schedule in sports.
Yeah, it's just a different sport, though. Basketball is bloated as shit.
But you never see the best lineup versus the best lineup in baseball continuously. You have to always trade players in and out. And
No, just pitchers. In baseball, it's almost the same line. Most teams have the same line. But
There's so many rosters in the NBA where it's just like they shouldn't be a team.
Yeah.
Cleveland Cavaliers, it's not a
awful.
team. It's not a team.
You can't right now. The NBA can't successfully.
yeah, but
field.
that's a historic team now. The Cleveland Cavaliers will be in NBA history for infinitum.
They're historic.
In the sense that they had LeBron James, yes.
They're not. Is that historic right now? I feel like that's
It's-
still kind
I mean,
of contemporary.
started 20 years ago almost.
Yeah,
Getting a little historic.
I guess.
LeBron debuted 2 years after 9/11.
All right, Minnesota Timberwolves probably shouldn't be a team. Let's just think about teams that we should. Let's get rid of teams from cities that we just don't like.
So you're saying B markets shouldn't have teams, which then just overpopulate the A markets already.
It
which
just
then
dilutes
struggles.
the quality.
No,
of the
I don't.
product.
It's not that. I think Indianapolis should keep their team. The Pacers. Indiana likes basketball. Loves basketball.
Wait, so
yeah, but the Pacers aren't necessarily like they're Indiana basketball. They're not Pacer basketball. Like nobody in Indiana really cares about the Pacers more than IU basketball.
That's probably true. No, that's probably not true. Actually,
Also, historic team.
you could have an argument. You can
Is
have
it Reggie Miller?
Yes.
No.
That's pretty much all they have.
Reggie Miller's no.
and then like a
Not
couple.
very good.
couple
If there are 30 for 30s about
I don't know how
you-
Reggie Miller made the fucking top 75 list, but
What?
he's not a top 75 player.
Someone get their man. Someone come
There's a
collect
lot of
their
guys
mans.
on that list that should not be
Someone
on
collect their mans.
we talked about this the other day. Everyone before 1965 probably shouldn't be on.
I
there.
agree with that.
Right. Like,
that's because
who's
they-
the name you brought up the other day that was on
Bob
the list?
Cousy.
Bob Cousy could get this. Like, I could work Bob Cousy on the post.
The amount.
Bob Cousy's like 5'9".
Bob Cousy's face would be a nutsack holster for every single NBA player today.
So you're not a fan of Pistol Pete, is what you're saying.
No, Pistol Pete, way
he would-
different, completely different player.
He would still be okay, and he beats the cutoff. He's in the 70s, and
Oh, you're right.
yeah,
Yeah, I grew up watching Pistol Pete.
So
tapes.
Moses Malone.
Moses Malone was fantastic. What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to name old players that I know.
He won the Sixers a title.
any
Of course,
Sixers,
I'm going to be a Moses Malone guy.
any Sixers player, just get them off the list.
Dr. J.
Yeah, Dr. J gone. Yeah, Iverson awful.
Well, I didn't understand. So they were like,
Allen Iverson ruined basketball.
They're like Iverson's on the list because of the cultural impact. It's like, no, he was also a good basketball player.
That doesn't even make sense. Cultural impact for what? Short people?
No, well, I mean, maybe you didn't really feel the effect as a suburban St. Louisan. But yeah, I mean, Michael Vick and Allen Iverson had quite the impact in the inner cities.
Believe it or not, we did have ESPN. Allen Iverson was pretty popular. He never exceeded to me though or a lot of his contemporaries, including Shaq and Kobe.
He got one game.
He got one
Shaq
game.
And Kobe won the first game, and then it was a little gentleman's sweep, a little tip of the cap.
He just didn't have the players behind him. But like, who is the modern?
Well, that year
who's
he
the
was
modern
MVP.
Allen Iverson?
That year he was MVP. We had Sixth Man of the Year Aaron McKee. We had fucking Defensive Player of the Year Dikembe Mutombo.
Look, I'm trying to give you an out here.
Who got worked by Shaq?
Well, everyone gets worked by Shaq.
Right.
I would argue Shaq, especially that was Fat Shaq, and he was still dominant and probably one of the most dominant players.
He was dominant until he went to Boston.
I still think Shaq in Orlando was one of the greatest athletes to ever walk this earth.
Like top
believe
five,
that.
I would. Yeah,
Like more athletic than LeBron.
maybe. The only thing you could say is he didn't have the hand-eye.
No, he could dribble. He could go coast to coast.
He couldn't shoot though.
Yeah, well, neither can LeBron.
LeBron can shoot pretty decently. I don't think Shaq could pass the way LeBron can pass.
Yeah. Well, Ben Simmons can pass. He doesn't really do much.
Yeah, but LeBron can do all of it.
Yeah.
So
Can't act, clearly.
No, cannot act. So there's that.
He can act better than MJ. I'll give him the acting chops over MJ.
That's fair. That's fair.
But back to your original point. If you think the league can't sustain with that quality of product and that much talent, how is the Big Three a thing? How is like European basketball a thing? Like
The Big Three is not the highest quality of basketball.
Yeah,
I've ever
it's
seen.
a retirement league. It's a Champions Tour. It's guys who just feel like playing pickup basketball.
And as far as European basketball goes, that's just like elite level college basketball.
I mean, there's pro leagues in Iraq. Marshall Henderson used to play for.
Yeah, they're like the Americans you see playing in the European leagues are dudes who were like stars on like mediocre college teams.
And most guys in the pros too, either like they just were one and dones in college. Like anyone that played 4 years in college typically is not like a superstar in the NBA.
Even dudes who played 3, like Dwayne Wade, is even kind of a weird situation.
That's one of the he's definitely an outlier.
Yeah,
I mean, how many did Davidson Curry play?
Steph Curry played 3 or 4 years. I think he played 3.
Yeah, he was also an outlier, but he was not like highly recruited.
He
He's a
had
skinny
really
little kid.
He had awful measurables.
Yep.
Like he was tiny and skinny as fuck. Yeah, he played 3 seasons, and he was kind of like a role player in his first.
And there was a lot of point guards that got drafted before him.
Just proves that
hindsight.
size doesn't matter. It's the motion of the ocean.
The heart.
Yeah.
It's the dog in the fight, not the
Dog in the fight.
Can we attach a bunch of white guy adjectives to him? He's a real scrapper, gym rat.
Yeah, well, he's a shooter. He revolutionized the game.
He did.
He's the reason why everyone shoots 33s a game now.
I would
probably ruined the game of basketball.
No, he plays the game the way every suburban white kid wanted to play basketball, which is pull up and shoot from anywhere beyond 3.
He's the reason that like there's I guess like the Tyler Heroes of the world
Literally.
or
JJ Redick.
Duncan Robinsons of the world.
J.J. Redick did precede him,
Yes.
but just barely. But everyone wanted to be like a J.J. Redick, Steph Curry type, all like the white
He
kids.
just couldn't do it in the pros.
JJ Redick is from the kind of juxtaposition from him in college, how much he was hated, to how liked he is in the pros. I've never seen the transformation like that.
Beloved.
Yes.
People hate
Beloved.
Duke.
And love him.
And he shaked the Duke stink on him. He got a full sleeve tat, started a podcast, lived in Brooklyn. He's just living every white guy's dream.
He really shooting threes, podcasting, living in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Man, JJ did it.
Sleeve tat.
JJ did it.
God. What is Duke considered? What do they call themselves? They're not public Ivy because they're not public, but
No. I
they,
don't
they
well,
probably think of themselves as like
Ivy
equal
level.
to Ivy level.
Yeah,
They do.
probably.
So he's got that education.
It's a good school. Yeah, he went 4 years, but he was never a superstar in the NBA. He was,
Every white guy goes for 4 years.
yeah.
Tyler Hansbrough.
Hansbrough. Yeah, but Hansbrough couldn't hack it in the NBA.
No, I mean,
He
you can't
played
go
all 4 years.
What?
Hansbrough was at UNC for 4 years.
Yeah, he was. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. He
yeah,
couldn't hack in the NBA.
Yeah.
Hansborough was just like a fucking goon.
You can't rely on being an athlete in
get
college.
ball.
Yeah, exactly. And
Get ball, put ball in hoop.
get ball again.
Yeah. I'm from Poplar Bluff, Missouri. That's where he's from.
I know.
And the only good white players now are Europeans. Really.
Pretty much.
Like not. I mean, there's
You
a
get,
lot. There's a ton of like good American white players, but they're not like dominant.
they're role players. You're like Tyler Hero.
Like there's no
or,
American Luka.
Who's the other dude on the Heat?
Duncan Robinson.
Yeah. It's like those two dudes. Hero's pretty good. Hero could take a step.
He kind of took a step back last year.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
But
Anything else? I got to work on some softcore history shit.
yeah, we got a episode of Softcore History tonight. Audio drops, video drops tomorrow. What are we talking about today, Rob?
The Salem Witch Trials. Closing out Halloween month with
Halloween
the
Horror
Salem Witch Trials.
Cool. So Crucible. We're just gonna read the Crucible.
Yeah, they're pretty hilarious, to be honest. Like, reading through them, I knew I'd find ridiculous shit, but it's pretty funny.
A lot of John Proctor talk.
There's a little.
Okay.
There's a little. More talking about Putnam's, that type of thing.
Okay, and then we'll be sometime later this week. We're gonna have our UFC preview show. We got back-to-back pay-per-views.
Yep.
Amazing.
Oh.
Some of the best fights of the year are about to come up.
And tomorrow, I believe we're doing a call-in show for baseball to preview the World Series.
Round 4, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Round 4. I think we have a guest. I don't know if we're recording that earlier. If that's going.
We might be moving the. I don't
I think
know.
we're
It's
moving the
all-
guest.
There's
Yeah,
no
it's
guest.
all- there's
Yeah.
no guest. There's no guest. So we might be doing it too. Just anyway, be ready for that. There is a call-in show tomorrow for our World Series preview for baseball.
And yeah, until then, obviously we'll have our Outside the Top 25 show later this week. We'll try to kind of cover everything. But yeah, for Rob Fox, Giorgio, I'm Dan Jester, and this was the Monday Morning Recap. Thanks for joining.